When we repack the Minuteman hose load, we will normally use clean and dry hose from the hose room. This hose load is packed into a removable tray so that it can be packed on the ground and slid into the appropriate slot on the engine. As a note, when repacking engine 1, we will try to use the newer hose that takes up less space when folded. Using the newer hose allows the load to be deployed with less issues, as the stiffer hose tends to bind against the trays on engine 1. Also, due to space constraints, pigtails are not used on engine 1. The hose is fed from the top of the tray and has a 5 to 10 foot pigtail on it to ease in repacking. Notice that it has a male coupling attached to the end, which means that we need to have a female on the top of the hose load to attach that pigtail to. For the purpose of this demonstration, we used a cutaway from the hose tray. Start by folding the hose under the nozzle so that the hose line is on the bottom of the tray. It doesn't matter which side you start on, but we want the nozzle approximately 6 inches back from the edge of the tray. Hold the nozzle in place and pull from the bottom until you create a loop approximately 1 to 1.5 foot long on the side opposite the nozzle. Then create another loop over the nozzle. This loop should continue back towards the opposite side and cross over to end up adjacent to the first fold. Create a loop the same length as the first one and continue back to the other side of the tray and create the final pull loop. Continue to make folds, crossing over each time. The folds need to be short then long to minimize the height of the finished hose load. The red and yellow hose lines use 3 lengths of hose, and the blue hose line uses 4 lengths of hose. When you come to a coupling, ensure that there is a rubber gasket in the female end, and try to keep the line flat. Continue to attach the lengths of hose and pack back and forth until you have the appropriate length. Occasionally you will find a coupling within the last foot of the hose tray. This will cause the height to increase because of the size of the coupling. We attempt to keep the couplings out of the middle of the tray where your shoulder would be and away from both ends. In order to accomplish this, you may have to make a Dutchman or cheat the hose. You simply fold the hose or the coupling back over itself to shorten the length and move the coupling. Once all the hose is packed, tuck the loops into the center of the stack, and a crew of 2 to 4 people will move the tray to the engine. Position the side of the tray with the nozzle in it so that the nozzle will be on the driver's side of the apparatus. Attach the pigtail to the female coupling on top of the hose load. Lift and push the tray into the slot. As you push the tray in, pay attention to the swivel at the top and ensure that it's pointed towards the driver's side of the apparatus. Pulling and packing the 1 3/4 pre-connects are our bread and butter operation. We practice this often to ensure smooth and efficient initial operations at fires. Thanks for watching, and remember, don't train until you get it right, train until you can't get it wrong.